When I can't go back to sleep at night, I politely and repeatedly ask my passed out 4-year-old to stop kicking me. When Steve Ashby wakes up and can't go back to sleep, he gets to work. Born in 1904, Steve Ashby spent his entire life in Delaplane, Virginia, living in a one-room schoolhouse with his wife and adopted son, working at the farm where his father and previous generations of his family had been enslaved. Ashby received little formal education and remained illiterate for his entire life. But that didn't stop him from creating some of the most fun and inventive folk art sculptures of the 20th century. Having been sculpting and carving wood most of his life, it wasn't until he was in his 60s, after the passing of his wife and his son moved out of the home, where he turned to sculpture full time. Within a few years, his slapdash and humorous works of art, like Mother and Child, often comprising of found objects and personal items, were exhibited in folk art shows across the country. Smaller works cut from plywood and painted with model airplane paint, and larger sculptures made from tree trunks and branches, which he adapted the American folk art tradition of wind-activated whirligigs, all using found objects like timber and lumber, bottle caps, old clothing, and magazine cutouts. Although his art was a vivid reflection of the daily life around him, inspired by black exploitation films of the 1970s, he claimed to be most inspired by his dreams. I wake up with an idea that won't let me get back to sleep, so I get up and I make that idea. I was first introduced to Steve Ashby's work by contemporary self-taught artist Esteban Whiteside, who take inspiration from artists like Ashby and Elijah Pierce into his own wood carvings that reflect the lives of the Black community in America. Ashby's work can be seen in a handful of collections across the country, including the American Folk Art Museum. Pause for artwork. Head on over to their website to check out their online incredible collection of American folk art. Some of my favorite self-taught artists ever, including, but not limited to, the one and only Steve Ashby.